All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is November 28th, 2023, just about like a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in today's content, we'll talk about BTC on the macro level, and we'll talk about alt, right? We'll take a look at the total 2, total 3, the BTC dominance, possibly the USDT dominance, if I don't forget, right? We'll dive into the USDT dominance and all that good stuff, right? So let me know if the sound is good before we dive into the analysis. Thanks a lot for tuning in, David. We got Mr. Shu, Mr. ICX, and Litecoin in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Hank, Mr. Litecoin, I think 5,000, not 589. Tails in the house. We got 47 Zebra. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And Leroy, oh no, Leroy is not in the chat room. All right, 529. All right, so the sound is good, right? Hank doesn't know how to how to type these numbers, right? So now let's take a look at BTC first thing first on a monthly basis, right? So we talk about the cycle, the 4-year cycle over the last few months, or even over the last couple of years. We've been talking about like how BTC could possibly be respecting the 4-year cycle, and we could see our bottom in late 2022 and basically could start our bull run in late 2022. So since like November 2022, mid-November 2022, we bottom right here, November 21st to be exact, right? And how to remember that November 21st, right? That's a 12 month later, okay? CZ got taken down as CEO of Binance, right? November 21st, 2023. So 12 month, okay? So regardless how you want to play the market, those 12-month cycles, from bottom to the next third or the next like a 4-month stuff, okay? Tends to be playing out, right? So I don't think it is a coincidence BTC bottom like in November 21st 2022 and November 21st 2023 CZ got taken down as the Binance CEO and all that good stuff, right? So now you take a look at the cycle right here. As we said, this bull cycle could be very, very choppy, right? I don't think we're gonna get some sort of parabolic moves like what we had in 2017 or like 2021, right? So this bull cycle, I'm just speculating, it doesn't have to, but I think like we could get a very choppy bull cycle where we're going to get a clean 5-way structure, cleaner than the 5-way structure we had right here. Okay, this one was clean, right? But one could make you could have basically made multiple arguments like why we could have basically gone higher. But if you watch our analysis on a monthly basis back in November, December 2021, we were saying like this could be a top formation and we could be going for a downtrend. Okay, first thing first, I did not say bear market. I said clearly downtrend, okay? Because there is a big difference between a bear market and a downtrend, even though both of them are bearish. But when we talk about bear market in crypto, we're talking about like 12 to 24 months of a downtrend. So you just have to be very, very cautious how you basically, phrase these little details, right? So going back to the cycle, right? This bull run could be very choppy, right? Choppy in terms of like a wave, but clean at the same time in terms of Elliott wave, right? So we will see how it goes over the next like a few months. But I think the macro trend, as I said I've been saying over the last 12 months, okay, is up, okay? Regardless of what type of volatility we're going to get along the way, we just have to stay bulls. Just have to be very disciplined, right? And stay with the macro trend until we see a macro reversal. I'm not talking about like 10%, 15% pullback on BTC, right? Along the way, we could get like multiple type of pullbacks, as low as basically 18, 20%, okay, pullbacks. But it might not define the reversal, right? So, you know, let's see how it goes, but I'm just speculating like, hey, the trend is up. There is no need to be bearish even on a lower degree unless you're doing like the 15-second charts. Bears just have to be very cautious, right? And if you take a look at the RSI, I started to talk about the RSI in my premium group like back in August 2022, even before we find the absolute bottom. I said clearly, guys, the RSI is signaling, right, hey, we could be in a macro bottom and we could be pushing to much higher prices over the next like a 12 month. I was saying it back in August 2022 in our premium, right? Because you take a look at the RSI bottom formation back in 2018 right here, similarly, okay, bottom around like a 43. Right there in 2015 had the same bottom. However, it is in real time. If you follow the market like very closely, I'm not talking about like getting into the market like in January and come back later on, you know, the following January, but I'm talking about like if you're following the market on a day-to-day basis, sometimes when you find these bottoms, it is very hard to make the call. Okay, you can be absolutely sure the bottom is in, but it is not easy when you see those big red candles. You have to basically be very disciplined and be very convinced about your setups, your analysis, and all that good stuff to be able to call these type of moves and all that good stuff, right? But the bottom, based on the 4-year cycle, the bottom was in since like November 2022. The best thing to do as of now for the bulls is just to stay disciplined. As I said, stay focused, be patient. Okay, discipline, focus, and be patient, right? There is going to be some pullbacks along the way, right? But that's just going to be noise, in my opinion, right? I could be totally wrong, right? And we get under the bottom and all that good stuff, and Leroy gonna be saying like, hey, Sam, you're wrong, we got a new bottom and all that good stuff. But you just have to know, we just have to trade what we have. We cannot trade what we don't have, right? And as of now, what we have is a bull run, right? Once we get the bear market, we will not hesitate to say, hey, the bear market is here. As I said back in December 2021, pack your bags, right? We could be in a downtrend, right? We could be in a downtrend, and we shorted BTC along the way. I don't remember us taking like a big long position, right? Throughout the bear market, we were just shorting all these 10,000 points. We shorted it, right? You know, started like in December 2021 and all that good stuff, right? So, and at the same time, if you take a look at the RSI in terms of resistance, it is kind of difficult, right, to say if we're going to get another double top right here, or, you know, if we're going to get another high right there. So we will see what the trend will give us. But the main thing to focus as a bull is like if we hit, you know, the trend line resistance sometime in, you know, Q2 2025 up to Q4 2025, regardless of the BTC price, right? We haven't even talked about like the parabolicness, right? The last wave right here. But regardless of the BTC price, you got to be saying, hey, I've seen it before. Deja vu. 2021. 2017, 2013, right? 2013, right? So, and don't expect this type of double tops right here. I don't think we will get any double tops in terms of RSI because the asset is getting more maturity. So I don't think we will be getting like some 50% dump and another 100% pump in the next bull market, right? We likely, you know, going to get a lower high, right, in our next peak and all that good stuff. Meaning like once we get that peak, right, doesn't matter where, right, 180, 500k, whatever, we will talk about it in terms of price later. But once we get that peak, right, and try to retest it, it could definitely be a lower high, right? So just be cautious with that, right? So now on if we take a look at it now in terms of MACD, I said it a long time ago. If you guys remember back in, back in August, right? I think right here, late 2022. What I was saying, I think that was Pablo S Crypto, right, was talking about the monthly MACD, and I told him, hey, you don't need to pay attention to the monthly MACD. It is going to be a lagging indicator, right? The best time to buy was back then when the monthly RSI was super low, around like the low 40s and all that good stuff, right? So what I said was, because if you're following the monthly MACD, right, to be bullish, you're most likely going to be buying after price action pump like 100%, and that's exactly what's going on, right? Back then I was saying like, buy the dips right here, 18,000 to 16,000. Don't worry about like bulls or bears calling for like 12k, 10k, because it won't make a big difference, right? And as of now, most people who did not buy at 18k, 17k, 16k, accumulating around that level, right, they're basically saying, man, I'm so stupid, why I did not buy at 18k. I mean, even 20k, I would have be, still be in great profits, right? And I was clearly saying it, guys. I was saying accumulate at 18k down to 16k. Right? I wasn't looking for the bar, but I knew, right, with a very high confidence level, price action was going to be pumping over the following 12 months, regardless of the low, right, or the lows we could have basically gotten, right, back in December and all that good stuff, right? And now you look back, you be like, I shouldn't be trading the 15-second chart, and I just should basically stay with the monthly 100 EMA retest right here. And any dips could have been just an add-on, right? So going back to the monthly time frame, right, the monthly MACD is useless, okay, as of now. I'm not saying it is going to be useless along the way, but it is useless now, okay? It is positive, yes, but it's not going to give you enough data. I think the RSI is much better as of now. Once we start to tap out, right, getting the bull market top and all that good stuff, we'll focus on the monthly MACD. But as of now, there is nothing you can basically do with the monthly MACD. You're just going to be wasting time talking about it. The only thing you can say about it is like, hey, it is positive. That's it, right? Anything else is just waste of energy, right? So let me take a look at the chat room before we dive into the quarterly cycle, right? So we got a T-Town 963 in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Safe Moon in a house. Safe Moon is asking for Uniswap, synthetic, and all that good stuff. Remind me once we start to talk about the altcoins and all that good stuff if we have time, right? So if not, we'll we'll talk about it in another live stream, right? So on the quarterly cycle, right? So if you've been, I'm just gonna tell you something, guys. You just have to remember, okay? You can talk about the same thing in different time frame and say the same thing again, right? So you just have to be cautious whether you are trading or you basically just watching like a content creators. Okay, the difference between being a content creator is like you just have to create content. You're not trading, right? Yes, you are probably a speculator, right? But you're just creating content, right? You have to differentiate those two things, right? So basically everything we just talked about on the monthly time frame, it is the same thing on the quarterly cycle, right? It just looks cleaner, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the quarterly cycle, right? So on the quarterly cycle, you can see these 16 bars, right, which is 4 years, right, for Leroy, right? 16 quarterly cycle, 4 years, right? The 4-year cycle right here from top to top, 2013, 2017, you got your top 2021, and expecting the next stop in 2025, right? So nothing else to say, right? The bear market 4 cycles, right? In terms of quarterly, you got your 4 quarterly cycle, 365 days, 365 days, another 365 days. So these things been pretty constant over the last 10 years, whatever, okay? So, but in terms of like a 21 EMA, right? Because on a weekly basis, right? Most investors say, most investors like to watch what? The weekly 200 SMA. So your weekly 200 SMA, if you really zoom out, right, and you just want to take a look at a clean chart, that's nearly your quarterly 21 EMA, right? And you're going to get a very clean chart, no noise, and you don't worry about like how the weekly going to close and all that good stuff. You just watch your quarterly, because the weekly can close below your weekly 200 SMA, but your quarterly might not be closing. So if you're watching the 4-year cycle, I think the best cycle to watch, one of the best, I wouldn't say the best, but one of the best cycle to watch, it is your quarterly cycle, because it takes 90 days to close a 3-month cycle, right? So you don't worry about like, you know, the 15-second charts or like the 1.5 second charts and all that good stuff, right? You just stay calm, not financial advice, right? But you just stay calm, watch your quarterly cycle, wait for your retest of your quarterly 21. That's exactly what we did in our premium when we shorted the entire quarterly cycle right there, right? From like a 40, almost like a 52K all the way down to 21K, right? And was, you know, looking for 21 plus minus 10%. That's why I was saying, guys, accumulate at 18 to a 16K area, and don't worry about like anything else, because the quarterly is, you know, is super bullish, right? So quarterly is looking good. So the quarterly resistance, we just have to pay attention to over the next like a few months, going to be the mid 40Ks, right? If we can take out the mid 40Ks in Q1 2024, that'll be extremely bullish. However, it is not going to be easy. Okay, it is not going to be easy. If we close above 45K, above the quarterly resistance this quarter, whoa, that's going to be super bullish, regardless of the type of pullbacks we could get in early 2024, right? So we'll see. I'm not highly convinced. I'm not saying it can't, but I'm not highly convinced, right? We will be closing above 45K this quarter, because we got 0.618 at 40, around like a 40K, 39 to 41K, the 0.618 pullback of the swing high down to swing low, 61% pullback, the Fibonacci Leroy, it is at, 39 to 41. So it is going to be a critical level to take out. If we take out for 39 to 41, then bang, okay, sky is the limit, right? So based on the bull run, right, that's the only key level we need to really take out. I think I wouldn't even worry about too much about like a 39 to 41K. That would be like short to medium term. But on the macro level, after the quarterly retest right here, quarterly 21 EMA, the best area to take out, or the most valuable area to take out for the bulls, is the mid 40s. Right, after that, zero resistance all the way up to the moon, right? All the way up to the moon, zero resistance, right? So in terms of RSI, yes, we don't have enough data in terms of the RSI, but the mid range, the 50 range right here in terms of the quarterly got respected, retested it almost right here, just like the monthly, right? So we're not going to spend too much time analyzing the RSI, right? So we just want to see if we're going to get a trend line like that. We don't know, but we will see if we're going to get something like that over the next like a few months, right? So let's see, we already got 18 minutes, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on lower degree, right? So let's take a look at it on the weekly. So the weekly time frame, okay, price action been moving sideways along the way, okay, since like we broke out above the 28K 30K area. That's when I said in my premium there is no need to be bearish, okay? If we take out 30.3, I was very specific. If we take out 30.3, this could potentially be our wave 2, right? Remember, we were looking for our wave 2 correction, right? And what I said back then, the wave 2 could be complex, right? It could even drop. It could have dropped all the way down to 15K. We didn't know, right? So we just needed to wait for a confirmation. And what we said was like, if we take out a 30.3, right, we could just go with the trend. And that's when I started to be very bullish on alt. Even though the BTC dominance was going up, I knew alt will catch up with BTC. Why? Because we said it, guys. We said it, right? It is not hidden, right? We said clearly 12 months, right, after the BTC first bottom, alt will bottom, which basically gives alt 24 months after the BTC peak, right? Leroy, I'm just gonna repeat it, right? Alt, they tend to bottom after BTC finds, right, its wave 2 bottom, meaning like BTC bottomed right there back in November 2022, right? Alt did not bottom. You see what I'm saying? So BTC started to pump. After BTC found its wave 2, you can see wave 2 right there, starting its wave 3 to the upside. Alt just found a bottom in November 2023, which is 12 months after BTC found its first bottom. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I started to say, guys, hey guys, it is time to be focused and be accumulating alt, right, in Q4 2023, right? Because in 2024, alt could go ballistic, at least, you know, the first half of 2024. Who knows, okay? Or right after the BTC halving, alt, they tend to go parabolic, right? So it is always better to accumulate, you know, 3 to 6 months before the halving, right? And wait 3 to 4 months, no more than 6 months, right, after the halving to go back into BTC, because BTC could be breaking out above all-time high, you know, let's say 6 months after the halving. I don't think it'll take like a year to break out above all-time high based on the 4-year cycle, right? It takes generally like, you know, 3 to 6 months to break out above all-time high, right? So, but if we go back to BTC on the weekly basis, right, Leroy, you can see on the weekly basis, we just didn't have any business, right, trying to be bearish, as we got what, 6 bullish consecutive weekly candles, right? And this one is making it 7. I don't know how this candle will close, but if it closes bullish, bang, okay, bears most likely going to get in trouble. Okay, they're going to get in trouble if we close bullish, with the current weekly cycle. But we will see. It all depends how we close, because we can close just like that without making a new high, right? But if we close ballistically all the way up to 41, most bears will get wrecked, okay? Because, you know, they've been watching, like, let's say the 4 hour cycle right here, okay? The 4 hour cycle, I haven't been trading the lower time frame over the last few weeks because it's very, very choppy. Since like we retested the 33 right here, I just been watching the higher time frame, which basically going to give us, you know, less noise, right? For instance, if you take a look at the 3D time frame, we just don't have any noise, okay? It looks really, really clean, right? It looks really clean. Nothing to say, even though it is a wedge. But sometimes in a bull market, you know, these bearish divergences, right, can get taken out easily, right, in a strong bull trend, right? No one is saying like it is not a bearish divergence, right? It is clearly a daily bearish divergence, right? You can see it clearly. You got your divergence right there, divergence right there, divergence right there, divergence right there, right? But bulls, they tend to basically create some sort of mania and going to ignore all these bearishness, especially the institutional, investors. They could be buying the tops and basically trying to push the price higher. So you just have to be very, very cautious with these bearish divergences. Let them play out. If they are successful, you buy the dip. If they're not successful, you stay with the trend. That's my recommendation. Not financial advice, right? But I wouldn't recommend to be shorting as of now. I'm not shorting at all, okay? I'd rather get wrecked buying, right, than get wrecked shorting. Because, you might be, buying right here. Even if it pulls back, you got another chance like for a reversal, right? But I'm not saying to go and buy here, right? It is not, what I'm trying to say. But all I'm saying is don't short it, right? At least don't short it, okay? Even if it dumps, you miss the dump, you can pick up the slacks right here and buy the dips, right? That's why in my premium back in 2022, 95%, I would say 99% of our trade was, were only shorts throughout the whole downtrend. If you were buying, we just buy spot, not basically shorting it. Okay, the whole entire 2022 started like actually December 2021. That's when we started to short right there. And I remember exactly Ether was around like a 4,100, 4,300, something like that. And BTC was somewhere around here, right? Right there, around like a 55K, right? So, but it looks good, right? It looks really, really, really good. So going back to the weekly, nothing crazy, still looking bullish. Just have to stay with the trend. Not try to be a hero, trying to say I short at the top and all that good stuff. No one cares, okay? No one cares if you short at the top. No one cares if you get wrecked. So you just have to be very, very, very cautious, right? So on the 3D, looks pretty good also. Even though the RSI is overextended, MACD it is still positive. No sign of a top formation, no sign of a reversal. So we'll see, if we get any shakeouts. The 3D 21 EMA right now it is at 33.8. But the problem with 33.8 is like, hey, you really have to zoom out, okay, to know what's the problem with 33.8, right? If you zoom out on a monthly basis, right, 33.8 is what? Our monthly open, okay? So if we want to stay very, very bullish, right? If we want to stay very bullish, extremely bullish, we don't want to close the monthly cycle below the 3D 21 EMA, which is at, just about like a 33.8. You see what I'm saying? Because the monthly cycle open around like a 34.5, give or take, right? You know why, Leroy? Because the monthly cycle will close bearish. And the monthly cycle closing bearish will change the whole dynamic of the trend. Okay? So we don't want to basically close within the next 2 days, 3 days, Leroy. We don't want to close below 34.5, meaning like retesting the 3D 21 EMA. Even though it is a support, but in time, it might not synchronize with the higher time frame. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. So we can retest it today. I don't care, but we have to get back up. For instance, if we dump today back down to like a 33.8, price action has to regain control of the 37, 38K before end of the month, which is going to be challenging, right? So just be cautious going into the end of the month. After the end of the month, right, we don't care. In December, even if we get a short-term pullback down to 33, 34, still going to be a bullish pullback, okay? Bulls just have to stay with the trend, buying the dips. All these moving averages are pointing up, and they have to be pointing down, right, before we even get a good, a good reversal setup, right? Right? They all have to be pointing down, right, before we get a short-term to medium-term reversal setup, not even macro, okay? So the trend is up. The macro trend is up, right? Regardless, right? So we got Aldo Moonboy in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Ciao. Thanks a lot, man. We got Satoshi Nakamoto in the house. Satoshi. Yeah, Sat's in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, Sat. We got Talha Ahmed. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. I'm doing great, man. Hopefully all of you guys didn't get wrecked throughout the bear market, and you guys ready to ride you guys are ready to ride the next bull wave, right? And we're gonna ride it together, guys. So if you got in trouble over the bear market, just stay focused. That's how crypto goes. Sell. Don't fall in love with any of these projects. I keep saying it. We got 1 million projects right now, and I was saying it back in early 2022. Sell your alt. Remember, FTM was at the top, right? I think FTM, Matic, right? I remember both of them were around like a $3, right? I was saying, guys, sell this alt because they could be down over the next 2 years, right? So that was like 2022, and it's almost 2024. But it is time to buy back those alt, right, for the next 18 months, right? So not financial advice, right? But I'm just telling you what I see, okay? Yeah, like Mr. Shu is saying, like October 2025. I don't know, but based on the 4-year cycle, we could be getting our final top in October 2025. But you could get a very good top in like early 2025, like 12 months after the halving, right? So let me go back to that point, because most people are not pointing out the fact that BTC tends to basically find its first peak, right, 12 months after the bull cycle. Not after the bull cycle, but 12 months after the halving. Okay, what does it mean? I'm just going to give you the most recent example, and you can go back and check the rest, okay? The most recent example is like our halving right here in May 2020. After the halving in May 2020, 12 months later, right, May 2021, what happened? We got our peak right there, and we dumped hard, like nearly 50%. Okay, so we got something similar right here in July 2017, right? We dumped a lot, dumped like nearly 34%. Okay, so, and that's actually when I got into crypto right here. So that dump, right? So I don't think I was buying at this level. I started to research crypto and all that good stuff, but I think I started to buy the top right here, right? Sometime in September, I think, right? Because I remember September 2017 exactly, the first week of September. I was like, these suckers, I just started buying, and these suckers dump like hot, right? But November, I remember exactly the first week of November, second week of November, November 13th, stuff like that, they started to go parabolic, right? But the point is, you could get your first pick in Q2 2025. So you just have to be very cautious. You don't want to be panicking on the first pick, right? If we go all the way up, let's say to 180, right? By Q2 2025, you just have to pack your bags, because it is likely to dump at least 25 to 50%. Okay, retesting, it's basically potentially monthly 21 or 3 weeks 21, depending on the volatility, and we could get a lower high after that. I don't think we will get a double top or another high, right? But I explained in multiple videos why I don't think we will get a double top in the next bull market. Because if you don't know, you will be waiting. Let's say you're new to a crypto, right? You will go by what you're seeing in front of you, right? Without understanding really what was going on before that. For instance, like the newbies in 2025, they're going to be fresh, just like some ninth graders, right? They're going to be like, hey, take a look at what happened back in 2021. We got our double top. In 2025, we're going to get the double top. But if you know exactly what's going on, and you've been around in 2021, been around in 2017, or even been around in 2013, you will be ready for a lower high. Right? You could be wrong, but you would be ready for a lower high, right? Because of the diminishing return. Okay, you can see this one right here. You can see the double top was parabolic. You got your first top in April 2013, and you got your second top in November 2013. But take a look at the pump after that. we pump like 400%, right? Or we pump like 20x from the bottom, right? You go back to 2017, right? 2017, right here we basically pump what, 10x. You can see we pump 10x after the 12-month dump. Remember, we're probably going to dump 12 months after the halving, right? April 2025, right? So you can see the diminishing return. This one was what, 2,000, right? This one is 1,000, right? And this one was what, only 160%. So you're seeing the diminishing return. So the diminishing return is not in terms of like from a bottom to top, but also how we picking, okay, how we going to be structuring our next bull market pick. It is very, very important. These little details can get you wrecked. Like if you don't understand it, it can get you wrecked. I'm not saying it will play out perfect, but if you don't pay attention to it in 2025, you're going to be watching like, a new crypto YouTuber, okay, going to be like, oh, we're going to 500K. Right? That guy might never bought BTC before, okay, or probably started buying BTC in 2025 and waiting for 500K. So you just have to be very cautious, right? Very, very cautious. So I'm thinking like our next parabolic move, I wouldn't call it parabolic move, but our next pullback, right, could probably be like, let's say 50 to 80%. Okay, you see what I'm saying? This one was, let me just repeat it for Leroy. I know Leroy will ask me later on. So you can see this one was 2,000%. This one was 1,000%. Right? So the double tap, okay? This one wasn't a double tap, but was a parabolic move, the second pick, right? This one was 1,000%. This one was what? 160%. So I don't expect this one to go over 160%. It could be 80% or even 50% after we find our first top, right? But I'm gonna keep talking about it, right? We got plenty of time before 2025. So Moon Boys won't get wrecked and be buying at 180, waiting for 500K, right? Right. So I think we covered the BTC long enough. It's almost like 40 minutes, right? But I like to cover BTC once again. I like to cover it, in details, right? Towards the end of the year, and during the first month of the year, of course, January, right? So that way we know exactly what to look for in the following 12 months, right? So let's dive into the BTC dominance before we talk about alt. So the BTC dominance, if you watch my analysis, I think I said it in early January. We most likely going to retest what, 52 to 55%. Back then, if you guys recall, BTC was around like, the dominance was around like a 40%, and I was saying we're going to retest 50 to 53%, or even possibly be going up to 60%. It is still probable we're going to hit 60%, right? Because one thing to remember, it is very important also, guys. I know you're gonna be like, guys, Send Crypto is giving us so many important key points, right? But the BTC dominance might not even peak, right, until we hit 100K. I know it sounds crazy, right? But think about it, right? Before we talk about this, when did we pick last time, right? We picked back in January 2021. January 2021, right? January 2021. So remember, January 2021, right? BTC was around like a 30K. What is 30K relative to our previous all-time high, right? 30K relative to our previous all-time high, let's take a look at it right here, was 50%, right? 50%, because let's just do this. Right? So what is 30K relative to 20K, right? 20K right here, 30K right here, Leroy. Nope, 30K not right there. 20K right there, 30K right here, right? Give or take, right? So just about like a 50%, right? I don't need to do the, I just need to show Leroy, okay? But it is 50%, right? Why it is so important, right? It is important because it means like the BTC dominance, right, in our last bull run did not peak until BTC breaks above all-time high, right, and pump 50% above all-time high. You see what I'm saying? So in this scenario, right, we could see something similar, but I don't think it will be quite 50%, but I would say, 30% or 25% above all-time high. So what does it mean? It means possibly, right, the BTC dominance not going to peak till BTC hits somewhere around like, let's say 90K, give or take, or even 100K, right? If it's gonna repeat the same percentage move, and then altcoin will start to go ballistic. So we could still, be pumping all the way up to 63, right, throughout 2024. But this isn't going to be bearish for alt. It only means alt will not catch up with BTC. BTC, let's say the BTC market cap, pumps like 500 billion, okay? Altcoin might only pump like, let's say 400 billion. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean like your alt, right, will get outperformed by BTC, right? Because it all depends. But the aggregate, all the alt, okay, together, right, could get outperformed by BTC. You see what I'm saying? So it is a very good time to be accumulating alt, but you just have to remember how to play it with the BTC dominance. The BTC dominance, it is nothing but an index. So it is not something like you want to be bearish and be shorting alt, or be bullish on be long in BTC. Yes, you could be bullish on it and long BTC, but you just have to be cautious in regard to alt, because alt most likely going to be staying up and making some higher lows and higher highs throughout 2024. But they might not go parabolic, all of them, but some of them will outperform BTC, and I don't know which one will. Okay, so the BTC dominance on a monthly basis, it looks really juicy. We above the monthly 21 EMA, above the weekly 21 EMA, above the monthly 50. The monthly 100 EMA, as of now, it is around like a 64. We haven't yet retested the monthly 100 EMA. However, it doesn't mean we can't retest it, because remember, in our last bear market, right? Remember the 2022 bear market, where did we bottom at for BTC? We bottom at where? At the monthly 100 EMA, right there. And if you guys recall, I talked about it like in 2021, April 2021. That's when I started to say, hey guys, we, in the next bear market, just have to be, be ready, right? And be 90% to, 85 to 90% in crypto, right? Once we retest the monthly 100 EMA. We haven't retested it, but we could retest it. That's exactly what I said. And that's exactly what happened. It is not like I got a crystal ball, but I just basically like to, be ready for these type of price action. So don't be surprised if we retest 63, 64%, right? Nevertheless, still be bullish on alt. That's my personal opinion, okay? And that's how I'm gonna trade it, regardless of what BTC is going to be doing. Throughout 2022, the whole bear market, the second half of 2022, I said be 75% into BTC and 25% into alt, right? And once we get into the last quarter of 2023, you could increase alt exposure to 50% alt, 50% BTC, right? And once we basically, go through the halving and all that good stuff, you can start to manipulate your redistribution and all that good stuff, right? But that's up to you, right? Do it however you like it. All right. So the BTC dominance still looking good, nothing to do, don't even look at it, just stay bullish. In the short to medium term, if we take a look at the BTC dominance right here, I sent it in my premium and in the Telegram group before the breakout right here. I said the BTC dominance likely to go up because on the 2D basis, whenever we cross positive, we tend to see a massive pump, right? As you can see right here, September we got the crossover. I gave you guys the warning, and we pumped right there. Okay, pumped to a 54, came back down to retest 52, and we'll see in this range. I don't know how the dominance will play out in this range. I don't know if it'll be a flat like that or even expanded, right? Or if it is going to be a zigzag. So I don't know. But the only thing I can say is like we just retested the support area right here. That's where we got our parabolicness from, right? This pump, we got it from the mid range, and that's exactly how we pumped all the way up to 54. So just have to be very cautious. It doesn't have to do something like that. It can just shoot up to like a 55. Okay, so I would just stay bullish. So as long as the BTC dominance is staying bullish, I will stay bullish also, you know, on BTC USDT, right? And once the BTC dominance starts to cool off, gets overextended, then you know you're going to see alt picking up the slack, and then you know the BTC dominance could be oscillating something like that. You know, not saying it'll do something like that, but you get the concept, Leroy, right? So I think that is it for BTC. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at total 2. Actually, total 3, because we want to talk about alt. Okay, so total 3. Let's dive into the monthly analysis for total 3. That's total market cap actually. So just a quick note for the total market cap. The total market cap just, you know, did something incredible. All right, we above the mid range right there. Back in 2020, you know, I would say back in 2019, right? As soon as we pump above the mid range on the R side, we started the bull run. Even though we came back down to retest it, you know, which was a 9-month consolidation, right? Which was a 9-month consolidation, right? However, in our current bull market right here, we got the consolidation below the mid range and below the monthly 21 EMA. This one right here, we had our consolidation above the mid range and above the above and below, you could say, right? The monthly 21 EMA. So I would just assume like, hey, we're in a bull run. If you take a look at the total 3, right? And we could be headed up to a 6 to 7 trillion or even 10 trillion if you're crypto crackheads, right? If you're a crypto crackhead, we could be headed to a 10 trillion or high. But I think 6 to 7 trillion is good enough to be saying like goodbye, right? Because remember, you know, if we hit 6 trillion, right? And let's say the BTC dominance is around like a 50%, right? I'm just giving an easy number for Leroy, right? To do the math, right? That'll give BTC like a 3 trillion market cap, right? So 3 trillion market cap compared to our previous bull run, right? BTC picked around where I think 1 trillion, something like that, right? So that'll give it like, let's say 180 to 200K, right? So, but I don't think the dominance will be 50%, could be like 40%, right? 45%, right? While BTC is tapping out. So that'll put us still around that 180 to 200K area, depending on the overall crypto market cap, right? So total 2 is lagging behind, right? It is lagging behind. As you can see, this is a Wyckoff distribution or Wyckoff accumulation, excuse me, right? So I know most people like to say, we're going to dump down lower to like 100 billion and all that good stuff. I just don't see the total market cap, the total 2 market cap going down to those lows, right? If you've been in crypto long enough, right, you will know why it is nearly impossible to drop down to like 60 billion, right? 100 billion and all that good stuff. So I don't think we will. Okay, I don't think we will. So, and this is a typical, accumulation, bottom accumulation phase, right? You got your double bottom, you got your double top, you're expecting a continuation to the downside, and bang, you just get the reversal, right? You get the reversal. Sometimes you see these type of moves a lot, right? You see these type of moves a lot, right? So even if we take a look at the, let's take a look at total 3, which is cleaner, right? You can see the total 3 is much cleaner. Okay, let's take a look at it on so you take a look at the Wall Street cheat sheet right here. You can see the double top, double bottom, and then we tested the bottom. So most people are going to be expecting like some lower lows, but the total 3 might not do the lower, might not show you the lower lows, right? But the individual alt, all of them printed this pattern, the double bottom, double top, low lows, right? So just because the total 3 is not printing a lower low right there doesn't mean like it hasn't bottomed yet. And I think it has bottomed, right? So individually, right, some of these alt already did something like that, right? Some of them drop as low as like, let's say 50% below the June 2022 lows. Okay, remember the June 2022 capitulation, I think that was the Luna, right? The Luna debacle, right? And we had the FTX debacle like 6 months later, something like that, 5 to 6 months later in November, December 2022, right? So, and you can see like the total 3 is now nearly, it pumped 50% below, right? I mean 50% above, right? The FTX collapse right there, the FTX low right there. So it is showing us like market is extremely bullish. Okay, it is extremely bullish, right? The 18-month sideways correction right here, I think we're not going to get another 18-month sideways correction, but we're most likely going to get an 18-month parabolicness. 18-month parabolicness, right? So some bears are still waiting for another dump. Even if we get that dump, I think it is still going to be in range of our 18-month support right there, right? It is still, it could, okay, we can't say with absolute certainty, but it could possibly be within the 18-month support, right? So we'll see how it goes, but I'm extremely bullish on alt. I'm extremely bullish on BTC, and overall I'm still extremely bullish on crypto, okay, for the next 18 months. If we get any change, right, or any changes in the market, I will basically update you guys. But as of now, on the macro basis, not on the 15-second chart, but on the macro basis for the next like 18 months, the best thing to do is like to be in crypto, right? All right, so now let's talk about alt. Okay, I'm just gonna go by your request individually. I'm not gonna talk about any alt personally, right? So I'm just gonna talk about the alt you guys want to talk about, right? So let's go. Let's start off with let's start up with 963. I want to talk about DODO. So I'm just assuming 963 is a moon boy. So let's take a look at DODO. DODO. Let's take a look at the weekly. Looks really good. Okay, slightly above the 18-month high, the June 2022. lows right there, just about like 10 cents. So right now we're at 20 cents. So if you bought the, bought the fear back in June, okay, when Luna was going to zero, right? You nearly at, you're up 20%. Okay, assuming like you are, you are buying it for the macro bull run. Okay, so it looks like it is under accumulation, right? So that's the same thing I just tried to show you on with the total 3. You can see some of these alts, they already created their lows, and they consolidated right here. Low volume, you can see like the volume is spiking right there, okay, near the accumulation, right? So it means like, some people are accumulating it right at the bottom right there. Okay, all of a sudden you get a low volume right there, so no one is selling, no supply at the bottom, but people are basically trying to some whales are trying to accumulate as much as possible at the bottom right here. So it looks pretty good, very accumulative, right? So just have to break above the 26 to 30 cents area, and after that we could be talking about the we could be talking about some real fun stuff towards the $2 area, right? So it is a typical crypto pattern, a parabolic move to the upside and a parabolic move to the downside. This is it. Okay, I talked about it multiple times, right? When you take a look at GRT or AMP or ADA, ADA did the same thing back in 2018 and 2020 bottom, right? Parabolic move to the upside, parabolic move to the downside, and went for a parabolic move later on in 2021. But we'll see how this guy will do for the next 18 months, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at PYTH. Is it PY? I can't find anything with the PYTH, right? Let's take a look at it right here. Okay, it's nothing I can do with this guy. That's the first weekly candle. It's nothing I can tell you unless you want to go down to the 15-second chart, right? But on a macro basis, unless you're buying it for some fundamental reasons, right? I don't know anything about it. Let's take a look at it right here. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, low supply, 1.5 billion. I mean, I wouldn't call it low supply, but very low compared to its maximum supply, 10 billion, circulating supply, 1.5 billion. So these type of coins, you just have to be cautious with them. If you're bullish on them, you got to be bullish on these coins, right? Prior to the bull run, okay? Like now, okay? Just suck it up, be bullish on it. However, once they pumped a lot, you just have to get rid of them, because in the next bear market, they could drop 99%. Why? Because they're going to be dumping a lot of coins into the market, kind of like what happened to a Filecoin, right? But I don't know anything about it. I don't know what they do. I didn't even know it is on Solana. So it is on the Solana network. So I will take a look at it later on when I find some time. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ether BTC. So Ether BTC here. Yeah, I think someone mentioned the macro trend line support right there. So it is holding strongly at the macro trend line support. All right, so we'll see how it goes, and it is a point, 0.05, right? We discussed the 0.05 support and the 14% dominance back then, back in June 2022. I was clearly saying, like, once the Ether dominance hits like a 14%, it is going to be a good time to be buying, right? Regardless of the Ether USD, right? So it is double bottoming right here. So we'll see how it goes, but I would just be patient with it, DCA, because the volume is decreasing right there, right? So, and we know the BTC dominance is not going to pump all the way up to 100%, of course, right? So maximum I would expect with the BTC dominance going to be around like a 64, right? Or if we get a surprise move, we could pump to 72, but 64% is close enough, could be close enough to the top. So Ether not going to be slacking behind, right? So most likely it is going to be bullish over the next like a few months, right? Or the other possibility is like to do a swing low to swing high right there and wait for the 50% pullback around the 0.037 to 0.038. Okay, if we get any sort of like a capitulation, the 50% pullback going to be around the midpoint 0.03s, okay, 3.5% to 3.8%, right? But overall, nothing to do, just have to DCA and be patient. We got hash rate 87, 84, 13, 56 in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah, Leroy gonna be waiting for 10 trillion, right? So Jenko, thanks a lot for tuning in. Jenko is a Australian moon boy. He says it is 5 a.m. Oh, you just like Jude Moonboy. Judah also in Australia waiting for XRP 589. So Satoshi is asking for Flux. So I mean, Flux is, for some reason, it is holding pretty strongly as support. That looks like. I mean, there's nothing much to do with this coin, right? Just have to wait for the market to reverse. I like the pattern. Right, looks like a wedge pattern. So if we can take out the monthly 21 EMA over the next like a few months, you could just be sit tight and relax, right? The monthly 21 EMA was our support right here, right? After the BTC halving. This was the BTC halving was right there. Okay, it didn't do much after the halving. Okay, it broke out after BTC peaked at 72. The BTC dominance peaked around 72%. That was when January 2021. Okay, so it did the entire 1000x move. I don't know how much is it, but it actually sucker did like a 2000% actually, right? So it did the entire 200x after BTC, the BTC dominance peak. So it could be something similar. So we just have to accumulate and wait for the BTC dominance to potentially peak, and it could go for the next macro wave, right? But it looks really, really good, right? It looks really, really good with the wedge pattern. Kind of looked like a Zen back then. ZEN actually. Zen, right, Leroy? So that's why I keep saying, like, some of these alt, they're not going to pump. You might be holding one alt, right? But it's not even gonna pump like 50% the year entire 2024. It could wait till 2025, like January 2025, and it is just gonna get the job done in the first quarter of 2025, and you might be expecting higher prices, and it'll be like, I'm done. Okay, that's what you've been waiting for. I pump 20x, 50x, 100x, I'm done. Okay, so you just have to be very, very patient, right? Depending on what you're buying, and you don't want to be following any pump. Okay, you don't want, for instance, if you don't know anything about a coin, right? Just because Send Crypto is talking about it doesn't mean you have to go ahead and buy it. Follow what you know, buy what you know, what you're comfortable with. Okay, I've seen a lot of coins right there, like recently pumping, right? But I'm not touching them because I just didn't have time to look at them. So I'm not just gonna jump in because they're pumping. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I'm gonna be missing out, but my chance of getting wrecked going to be limited. But if you follow everything that pumps, right, your chance, right, of getting wrecked, right, going to be unlimited. You're going to get wrecked a lot of time. Right? Just follow what you know, right? But it looks really, really good, right? If we can hold above the 30 cents area right there over the next like a few months, don't sell in pressure right there. Just have to keep buying the dips, right? And you know, and wait for the bull run, right? Let's check the market cap. It probably has a low market cap. I mean, lower supply. Sometimes these coins, if they don't give you a parabolic move to the downside, right? Yes, I mean, you can see like its supply is not like, you know, 90%, okay, of its maximum supply. It's circulating supply, I meant, right? It is not like, you know, 50 million and your total supply being like 400 million, right? So it looks pretty good. The market cap is super low, 100 and I wouldn't call it super low, but it is low. Okay, it is low. Yeah, it looks really, really good. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And this coin, even though it did like 200x in the last bull run, it didn't even basically, you know, it didn't even basically pump above like a billion. Okay, yeah, it looks really, really good. Yeah, and available on Binance, KuCoin, Get.io. So the volume is basically distributed, right? So it's not like Binance got like 90% of the volume. So you can see only 26% is on. I'm saying only because sometimes some of these alt, 95% of their volume is, you know, on Binance, right? So you got 24% on Get.io. So worth paying attention to if you're following it, okay? So CAROD is asking for, hey San, can you take a look at ADA? And Jenkos is asking for, is ADA and VeChain going to be doing well in the next bull run? I'm speculating like they're going to do very, very well, but one thing I cannot say is like, I don't think like they will outperform everything else. So something to just keep in mind, okay? They could do well, but I don't think they're going to be pumping 100x, right? So, and stuff like that, right? So let's take a look at ADA first. So you guys know my take on ADA, right? I'm bullish on ADA, okay? Just to keep it very, very simple, right? As I just said recently, right, over the last, you know, few minutes ago, right, I said some of these alts, they like to, you know, give you a parabolic move to the upside and a parabolic move to the downside. I just mentioned ADA, right? That's exactly what you had back in 2020, and you can see the parabolicness to the downside of the volume. So the whales, they're not selling. The only one selling probably Leroy, but the whales not selling at this point. Okay, so very good range to be accumulating right there over the next like few months. Okay, anything between 40 cents down to 25 cents is just an accumulation range. And surprisingly, ADA, it is still below its 18-month low, the June 2022 collapse of the Lunar protocol, right? ADA is still below those prices, 40 cents. With no volume, no one is selling. Okay, so it looks very, 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 very good in this range. Okay, so, and at the same time, some people are basically comparing the last bottom we had right here, right? Remember, some people are saying, oh, ADA pull back up and dump back down. Okay, and they're saying like, oh, we pushing back up, we're gonna dump back down. Is it possible? Yes. But one thing you have to remember, most of those people watching those type of setups, they're not looking at the monthly cycle. They're looking at the daily cycle. And it is, it is very, very easy to get those flush out on a daily basis. But if you're only paying attention on the monthly basis, you can see we got the complete double bottom and double top. When? 24 months after the bull market peak. Okay, 24 months after the bull market peak. Alright, so this entire move right here, right, was a double bottom, a double top. It was just bigger because ADA was much smaller in terms of in terms of community, I would say in terms of market cap also, and all that good stuff. But it is the same pattern, right? But everyone is waiting for this dump right here. And I'm not sure if it'll come. Because on a monthly basis, if we break out above the monthly 21 EMA, you could be saying something like Link. What Link just did. Above the monthly 21 EMA, bang. 15-month consolidation, breakout above the monthly 21 EMA, now sitting comfortably around like the $14 area. So if ADA takes out 46 cents, takes out 66 cents, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Right? I don't know what would I be telling you, okay? Could be looking for the macro trend line. No one is talking about it yet, but you could be looking for your macro trend line right here, anywhere around like a $5 to $6. Could it go up to like $9, $10, $11? All right. Or if you're a crackhead, right, you could be waiting for 22. Crypto crackhead, you could be waiting for 22. But it looks really, really good. Okay. Looks really, really, really good. Okay, VET. It's almost an hour and 18 minutes. So let's take a look at VET. Hour and 13 minutes. So VET is similar to ADA. Same bottom formation right here. Same bottom formation right here. The volume structure is the same. So nothing to do, but just have to, be patient with it. Looks really, 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 really good. Just have to take out the 3 cents area, and we could be challenging the all-time high after that, or even above all-time high, depending on how we how you wanna trade it. Okay. All right. So nice bottom formation right there. So this one was just a flush out. Okay. So monthly 21 EMA, as you can see, I just talked about it with ADA. So it looks like they even moved together. I never paid any attention to it, but you can see how VET got the monthly 21 EMA support back in Q4 2020. All right, if we go back to ADA, I think we did have something similar right there. Right there, Q4 2020. They both got the same support with the same moving average. All right, so you know, they most likely going to be moving with the same directional trend over the next like a few months, right? If we see any panic selling and all that good stuff, I don't know, but you know, next support is going to be right here around like 1 cent, right? If we see any panic selling in the next like a few months, but I don't see any because the volume is, no one is selling. Okay, all the wealth, you know, they accumulating right here. They sold at the top right here. You see the big spike in volume in terms of buying pressure right there, right? The retailers were buying and the wealth was selling. Okay, that's why you got these two spike in volume. Okay, I see money in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I mean, I tell my cousin to buy the dips as of now. I mean, start with the top 100 coins, like, you know, top 50, top 80, stuff like that, all the way up to a BTC, and basically pick up some, you know, 50 million market cap, some 100 million market caps, and all that good stuff, and be patient. But the longer you wait, I'm not saying to buy or sell, I'm just telling you my theory, okay? The longer you wait, the more likely you're going to FOMO, okay? You do whatever you want. You can buy now or later, or don't buy at all, or don't sell at all. But all I'm saying is, the longer one waits, right, the more likely, right, that person going to be FOMOing into the market. Because these guys, they're stupid. I'm telling you, these suckers, they can pump 50%, 100%, 200%, or even 100x, right, in 1 month. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to create some FOMO. Because if you see, let's say you see VET at 2 cents in November 2023, right? Let's say January, February, March 2024, you see it around like a 5 cents. You're gonna be like, man, I missed the bottom. I have to now get in before it pumps above all-time high. That's a problem, okay? But to avoid all that FOMO-ness, the best thing to do is just take a look at the downtrend. It's been 24 months. It's not much you got to wait. Crypto don't drop 4 years because you got a 4-year cycle. So you're not going to drop like for 4 years, okay? So okay, let's take a look at ROSE. So I mean, it looks really good. Double bottom right there, breaking out above the monthly 21. You know, retested the December 2021 lows, did not break it, so it looks really good. Let's take a look at the supply. It must have a low supply probably. Yeah, supply to is getting closer. The total supply and the circulating supply. So 67% is 6.7 billion lira, excuse me, is circulating, and 10 billion total. So doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, almost hit 2 billion, and the coin we just talked about was not even around like a 2 billion, right? I think that was Flux. This guy hit like a 2 billion actually. So I mean, it looks really good with the double bottom or triple bottom, depending on how you want to look at it, right? Declining volume at the bottom, that's a good news. Breaking out above the monthly 21, that's a good news, right? So just have to take out the 10 cents area, right? Just have to take out the 10 cents area, okay? And we could be seeing the real bull run after that, potentially. Okay, we could see the real bull run. CRO, let's take a look at CRO. I'm actually bullish on CRO. I'm not holding any yet, but I'm bullish on it, right? We'll look to grab some. So yeah, I like the CRO BTC chart better. Yeah, I like the CRO BTC chart better. You know, I mean, it is a utility coin. They got an exchange, okay? Let's do this. Yeah, I mean, if you've been following me long enough, okay, back then, right here, right, I said to accumulate CRO, right, at the very bottom right here, even in my premium, I said sell right here around the, 1500 sats, okay? So it is back down to the same support level, right? Nothing much to do, right? No sell pressure, no selling pressure. Kind of look like a Dogecoin on the macro level, right? Retesting this bottom. It could just, blast off, okay, over the next like a few months, right? So I'm not sure if it'll do it like this bull market, right? Because it could continue to oscillate even in this bull market. What I mean, right? It could continue, right, the oscillation just like that, and then the next bull market, right, it just go bang, or it could just get the job done in this bull market like that. Because to me, the entire move right here, it is nothing but a macro accumulation phase, right? So a good coin to be holding over the next like a couple of cycles, probably, if it is going to survive after the 2025 peak. Okay. If it doesn't break above the 3000 sats, right, the 2019 high right there, right, it is still going to be a good hold. But if we pump all the way up to like 6,000, 7,000, you might want to be cautious after that. 6,000 sats, Leroy. Yeah, I mean, it is a good hold, okay? It is a good hold. And then, if it dips, just have to buy the dips. Fundamentally, I'm not a good fundamental guy. I'm not smart enough to decide which one it will be bigger. The gaming, the layer 1, layer 2, crypto is full of speculation. Just make your money, right, and run away. That's my concept, right? Make your money, run away. Don't worry about which one. I'm not gonna worry about like which one will be bigger and all that good stuff, right? Look at the chart, follow the trend, make your money, get out at the bull market peak, and then they all will collapse. Doesn't matter which one was bigger, okay, in the last bull market, they all will drop 90% to a 99%. All right, guys, I'm just going to keep it short. It is already 1 hour, 23 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream. If you do, I mean, do what you do at the, in other channels. Hit the like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Join the public Telegram group. If you want to join the premium group, be ready for the bull market pick and bull market trend and all that good stuff. You can also join the premium group to be ready for the all season, the Bitcoin trend, the Ethereum trend, and all that good stuff. I do weekly update, short-term update, altcoin updates, and a lot of good stuff just to stay with the macro trend, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys.